Hello, hello, and welcome to what is qualifying. It is Saturday, it's GT3 day, and we are ready to rock and roll with our season opener here in the Suntown District, Olympia, Japan, in the famous Fuji Speedway located in the foothills of the Mount Fuji. This 2.8 mile, 16 turn speedway circuit will put all of our GT3 drivers to the test tonight. We do have a full grid. We're currently in the middle of a few invites being sent out, so they will join as they go, and we will have Barry on the cameras for us tonight. Currently just a bit late with Ollie just about coming out. Thank you, Barry, for joining us tonight. We've got rain on the forecast. We've taken a look in the grandstands, and some of the radars tonight have their thunder raincoats on standby, so maybe they know something we don't, but this track tonight, the 4.5 kilometre version of it is 16 turns, capacity at 110,000. We're slightly less tonight because of the COVID-19 pandemic, which isn't great, but the GT3 drivers nonetheless will put on a show. Currently watching Ubar as he's coming into the Coca-Cola bend. Ubar, of course, our flying Dutchman, going a little wide there, tricky corner that one, bit of a footnote on the 100R there, several racing lines through this corner turn, important to set up the car for the next corner. Thorsten Schmidt, championship contender, I must say, as a 31-year-old driver, German, from Berlin. Again, yeah, championship driver, hard but fair racer, uses a T500 wheel, and he's always in the mix, no matter where he starts on the grid. Andy FC, Mr. Crash Bandicoot himself at the minute, co-founder, well, founder of the Motive Racing League, puts in a lot of time. Also a massive shout out to Andy being a key worker too, so he fits this in all between his job. So huge respect to him out on the track tonight with the Lamborghini. We'll see what he can do. He's always quick as Andy, but he always lights them rear tyres up. And Stefano, real good to see him out in the GT3 classes. I've not seen him in any real big cars as of late. He just runs the lower Formula categories. There's Stefano from Argentina. He's also son of Sebas, a real good story. They're running other championships together, the pair of them, no doubt help each other up on settings, and, you know, squad goals, definitely. M-Shell, 99 on your screen. Kind of say with this guy from the Netherlands. He's new to sim racing and league racing. He's eager to learn, and he's with a great group of guys tonight as they exit what looks like coming into Dunlops. Yeah, but wasn't it? It was actually coming into nets now, which is a tricky left-hander, followed by even worse corner, turn 16 Panasonic, a very tight turn that becomes even tighter on its exit. You know, it's really important to get the exit right because you're coming onto a huge straight, and I mean the big straight. It's just under a mile long, being 9.7 miles long, or layman's terms, 1.5 kilometres that straight is. That's 20 seconds of pure on the throttle, drafting, overtaking, all in the same sentence as we watch Yoko get very sideways. There is Thomas, our Russian driver, 22-year-old, likes the GTE classes cars and is looking to race clean and fair. Well, he's dropped the right league, definitely do that in tonight. As we watch the lads come round with qualifying, we have 11 minutes left. We also do have a tier 2 opened up at the minute. It runs at the exact same time as the elite tier, only the elite is broadcasted, but the tier 2 lads, there is some talent in that field, 1000%, and those boys will be just eager to get onto the actual elite tier, as I think Emo comes and joins the lobby again, may for a couple of guys off, hopefully, on their quali laps. Project Cars renowned for a bit of lag and people chop and change. Where we've got Aaron there is teamed up, the man from Ireland, Timoney, the 23-year-old. He's a background in karting, and he's on the pad at the minute, unfortunately for him, and is really looking forward to getting his hands on a G29. He can finally get off the pad and start putting some real laps, but a good top driver nonetheless, and looking forward to him really being on the ball tonight. Obviously, he is teammates, I believe, with Thorsten Schmidt, and their team name Branchmark Sim Racing. A couple of other teams to look out for tonight would be Sebas and his dad, the Savannah Race team. Left-hand men, Andy and Olimar, M-Sharp and Hostal, the Dutch Pole Racing team, Ubar and Chris, Team Thunder Racing. Also Diecross and the American. Sorry, go on to Barry, yeah. Ollie is.
In the meantime, I can confirm from the pit lane that Emo Guy has gotten a one-place grid penalty.
Wow, he's off to a great start now, yeah. I mean, he looks like he was struggling before we set the session up, so he's not off to a great one there. Hopefully Emo can get that car sorted out. Like, it's great to have him with us tonight. Obviously, we are running a full grid. We're looking at Diecross there, yeah. The team that I was just on about there, I think, was Diecross and GT3 Racing, which is Team Speedalite Motorsports. So great team name there, but that front end on that 911 looks absolutely battered, and that will affect his frontline speed coming up here, no doubt about it. And if there's somewhere you don't want aero damage, it would be Fuji up the big ass straight. The Fuji track was intended to be a NASCAR track, kind of a massive oval, but on the advice of some very popular ex-Formula 1 racers, it was turned into quite a different version that you see here before you today, as we're watching Emo Guy just tackling the last stages. This is a tricky right-hander, sort of a double apex, important to get the exit right, great for drafting. Looks like he still needs to put a bit of heat in those tyres. But yeah, again, this 110,000 capacity stadium, FIA Grade 1, the lap record, Felipe Massa, I believe, a 1 minute 18.4, so, you know, not quite them speeds tonight with the GT3, 2008, I believe, last time they were there before we inherited to come to Suzuka. But again, welcome to the stream. It's great to be back on Saturday with our Super Saturday GT3 League. Thank you for joining with us. We will get through as many comments. Tell it who you're supporting, who's your fan favourite, who's we're going to have for the win by the end of it. And again, everybody on the stream, welcome to the Suntown district of Yamaha, Japan. Probably absolutely slaughtered the pronunciation of it, to the famous Mount Fuji Speedway, located in the foothills of Mount Fuji. This 2.8 mile, 16 turn speedway circuit will put all of our GT3 drivers to the test tonight. We have thunderstorms casted on the radars for the sprint race. As you can see in the stands, the locals have their raincoats on standby. This is going to get tasty. Currently 8 minutes on the clock, and judging by the times, we've got a 1:37. The mark has been laid down. As we're watching our Russian driver, Thomas, setting up for his lap. Great camera shot coming into the first corner now. Seriously, it's named first corner. See what sort of exit he gets coming out of it. Very late apex there. In fact, I don't think you saw the apex one bit. A little bit squiggly on the exit. This is turn 2. Yep, side kink into the Coca-Cola corner. This one, as much as you dare on the inside. You can take a little bit of curb, but it's as much as you dare, really. We go through the Coca-Cola curve now into 100R, turn 4. Several racing lines through this turn, important to set the car up for this next turn, which is turn 6, the hairpin. Here we go, slight elevation change, downhill, dips left, drops down the gear. Lovely exit there, I must say, through turn 8 now, turn 9, 300R. Flat out all the way now into turn 10 at the bottom there. You just see the car at the bottom. It's his double-locked corner. Turn 10, hard on the brakes. Difficult to get the car stopped. Into the right hand and now turn 11 and 12. Teetering with the acceleration, just trying to get the grip there. Into 13th now. It's a difficult one too, especially if you're in the draft, losing a little bit of downforce. 14 now into 15, which is nets. Difficult left-hander. Try and turn in as late as you want. Use that cone there or marker as a brake instrument. Now this is the worst one, the Panasonic, turn 16. You want to turn in just where the rumble strip stops on the left hand side. As you can see there, that there is definitely killed. By the time he comes up the start finish, nearly 2 tenths of his lap. Just the exit of the turn 16 is vital to getting a good lap in here. You've got to hook up a couple of crucial corners, and the last one there, Yoko, where is he at the minute? A 156. Ollie Ma now, 4th place on a 139.2 in the Lamborghini, which it will be down on power compared to say the AMG or whatnot, but a good lap respectively by Ollie Ma. This is our oh, and he's round with commentator Kirsten as the Skyliner flashes by. Skyliner, of course, it's home race. He wanted to do well out there. I hope he's not stalled the car. We've got a yellow flag coming into turn 16. He's going again. Hopefully he comes out the way of the next car. Sounds very much like a Bentley, and it is. That British flag flying around there by the Dutch missile, the flying Dutchman himself, Uber, our resident LMP2 coordinator. Lovely guy. Always a regular at motive racing. top bloke. It's great to have him. Kurt Hodgson, newbie to the league. It's good to have him on the camera. He's a British 22-year-old, likes the GT classes, does like the Formula Renault as well. Hopefully we can cater to some of them needs through the season. He'd like to drive fast and clean, so he should fit right at home here. Currently, Kirk, where is he on the timings? Down on 6, he's not settled that quite yet. As we see, is that JZ2 Racing? It is indeed. Get into the lobby, full lobby now at 5 minutes to go. Looks like Forston slaying down the hammer at 1:35.6. Full second behind is Ayrton. Dalavan, impressive lap there in the end as David, our Italian, has raced in previous leagues with us. He's a very clean race driver. It's great to have him over at Motive Racing with us. Hopefully he can be in for a great season. Now a little bit of structure to the GT3 season. We will be doing a couple of things that will motivate the drivers to try and want to get in them top 10 positions. The bottom 6 drivers of the championship will be demoted to the bottom tier 2 and vice versa promoted. So it's really important for the guys by the end of the season to be in them top 10 positions to hold their place in the elite tier. It's Stefano over the line into turn 1. That AMG is absolutely flat out, but yeah, very important to be top 10 in the standings. Good line through there, really on the power, really. Fantastic. Also, bit of an update. A little later on, just after this, we have the LMP2 League. It kicks off around 7 PM, at 7 PM, and their first round's going to be Monza. So stick with us to view that. Should be a good one. Uber hosting that league, currently 9th position at the minute, but on a 140 flat. There'll be a Smurfy 51 somewhere in the chat that's very happy with that. Top 10 for Uber. Good going. As a style, just coming out the way it looks like that. Good awareness out on track. I think he's currently sat in P13. And there's a bit of a gap when it comes back to the timings through there, so we'll see where we're at come the end. These guys still have 3.5 minutes to sort out anything that they need setup wise, but I imagine a lot of them have got it done. So what we've got to understand now, ladies and gentlemen, is we have 2 heats. We have a sprint race. It will be a 15-minute sprint, no pit stop, straight to the line, but it will be pure Fuji. Thunderstorms, rain the like, we will have it all. The drivers are going to have to baptism of fire, really, or a baptism of water, I should say. These guys are going to have thunderstorms and light rain to contend with for the first round. We will have a feature race, which will be double the distance of the sprint, but it will be in a much nicer conditions for the drivers to hopefully put on a show. And that they are doing at the minute. The timing suggests otherwise, a little spaced out between them all, but they will be racing throughout the field. A little bit of info, we have performance impact and damage on. So the guys, you know, have to respect that out on track, that they cannot be flat out every single corner without consequences. We're watching Diacross now prove the point exactly right. But thank you everybody on the YouTube channel for joining. We've got 20 odd people at the minute. Please leave your comments, your thoughts, and who's going to win. As we're watching Andy, the boss here at Motive Racing, making sure everything runs smoothly. And while we've got the eyes and ears, we'd like to thank the staff team here at Motive Racing: Andy, Fal, Uber, Ollie, Bowie, Only G, RDJ. Also, massive thanks to Sebastian, who's taken a step back for personal reasons, but we all wish you the best, buddy. We've got massive respect for you. Also, a little side note with that, Andy, our coordinator, our boss there, is a key worker, does a cracking job outside of the league. Then, once he's finished with that, comes and puts all his eggs into this basket, so can't thank him enough. And Stefano, it's going to be fun to watch him this season with his son, which is Seb. Both the guys from Argentina. That was a very sideways AMG there, taking a lot of curb out, it looks like, but you know, maybe where the extra power is, and it does look a bit squiggly at the minute. Tyres look a little cold. Into the pit does come Stefano. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, what we'll want to do while we have eyes and ears and the guys nice and healthy out on track is try and do something for a greater good. Try and do something good for somebody else. So for tonight, here at Motive Racing, we'd like to and love to take a minute of your time to talk about the amazing work being done every day by first responders and key workers alike in this difficult time. So for each round of this GT3 championship, we want to try and raise awareness and hopefully a little bit of money for various charities and food banks across the UK. This week, we want to shed some light on the Trussell Trust. They support a nationwide network of food banks and provide emergency support for people locked in poverty. Together, we will campaign to end the need for food banks within the UK. And I think, obviously, we can all agree, regardless of race and religion, that the work Trussell Trust is doing is essential to a lot of the UK as we struggle together in this difficult time. So you can help by donating food, volunteering your time, or taking on fundraising challenge as we have. There are lots of ways to get involved with the raising awareness of poverty and helping end UK hunger. Visit the website at www.trusselltrust.org. Use the postcode locator and get involved with local food bank near you. Alternatively, you can visit their website and use their donation process. It's a very quick and simple process, and I urge you to just give what you can. You know, if money's tight at the minute, which I can imagine it is, then just talk with a family member or a friend about the amazing work the Trussell Trust does, you know, for doing everything that they're doing at the minute. Spread that awareness about. So from all the Motive Racing team, thank you very much. Great that we're able to do something like this, Barry, and do something for other people that may not be having it as good as we are at the minute. Looking like Forsten's absolutely blown away on the qualifying session, and closely followed behind, and Andy, Jesus, he couldn't put a rizzle of paper between them, first and second. Andy on the second row, though, it looks like, and he's across the line. Do apologise for Isabella, my daughter, making an appearance on the screen there, but she's 7 months old and she's just as happy to watch the cars on the screen drive about. She is a sim racer in progress, trust me on that one. Also, well, we've got the qualifying complete. Join us here at Motive Racing later on after the GT3 for LMP2 run by Uber. Be a great thing to get involved with. Saturday, we've got the USA Series Road America IndyCar. Monday, we've got the GTE Series, very popular at Laguna Seca, the WeatherTech Raceway. Tuesdays, the ever popular Clear Cup Championship, and that's going to be at Sugo Sportland, so we look forward to the tyres melting there. Friday, GT5, and we're at Oschelschmecker A course, and I'm not going to repeat that again because it's a nightmare to say. So, yeah, thank you GT5. Well, that is Friday anyway, so here we are, Saturday, Super Saturday. Here, kicking off a brand new GT3 league with a great bunch of guys. The chat's been chilled as anything. We have a Discord open to anybody that wants to race via Project Cars. It looks fantastic. So Kurt across the line, P10, does he improve? It doesn't look like he does. Into the pit stop. Let's get a snapshot of our first ever qualifying. It's going to be Forsten that takes the extra point for the fastest lap. Congratulations to him. Ed Stefano, second place by a second. So Forsten's really got some pace here. Could he keep it up throughout the race? I'm not too sure it's going to be that too dissimilar there. I think it's going to be a lot closer. Andy picking off the third place. We'll start in the second row with Sebastian Stefano. Evan, our Irish driver there, P5. Got to be happy with that, actually. That's a pretty good result. Dalavan P6, Olimar P7, Dicrox P8, Chris P9, Ubar P10, Kurt 11, Mshal P13, P13 is Yokoro, Aussie Style, Beartooth Disease, and Emo Guy rounding off the last positions. This will be a firecracker. We have, of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we continue, thunder, lightning, we have the elements, and we're going to really throw it at these GT3 drivers tonight to see how they handle this one. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's have a look at this. There we go. That's the weather coming down nice and hard for the drivers. We're going to have a few thunders clouds, I imagine. Look at the COVID-19 there, not having an impact on the crowd apparently. They're all sat there with the umbrellas and raincoats on as we're preparing to go here. Again, guys, everybody that we could possibly talk to, get in your ears, understand. We're going to be doing this round in awareness of the Trussell Trust to support a nationwide network of food banks, and they provide local emergency and support people locked in poverty, and you know, we're going to try and campaign together to try and raise awareness for the charity, or at least to earn a little bit of money towards them. While we're all good health, sat on a grid, sim racing, let's try and help others while we can. Taking a look through the back of the grid, no, towards the back of the grid now, Shell. Sat there with Ubar in his sights, Flying Dutchman sat in front there in the very British Bentley. You gotta love that. I would have thought it would do very well here up the straights, the Bentley. Ollie Marson a little further back. I believe that is Heaven in front of him. I think it is, with it looks like a Merc front row there. Andy just splitting them all up, so I forgot about Force at the front. My bad. So here we go. Barry, what are your thoughts before we get going, buddy?
It's going to be very interesting. I mean, these they've just been pushing on the dries, so obviously they know where to push the cars. But since it's now completely different weather settings, it's going to be very interesting where they're going to be pushing it, because especially with the big puddles forming now, it's going to be very difficult to actually push the way that you were doing just now. And we might even see some people coming through the field that you wouldn't expect before.
You know, you're very right. I think the train is going to lend itself to a bit more talent than flat-out setup, and I think, and I pray to God that the guys have actually done some, you know, a little bit of running in the wet, because the braking zones are slightly different than they are in the dry, and Turn 1 is renowned for being an absolute pain in the ass here at Mount Fuji. But we're going to go on the rundown. We're on board and looking on the grid. Let's see what sort of start that Lambo gets. I imagine it'll get a better start than the MG on the left. Here we go. GT3, Motive Racing, Super Sunday. We are away. Good start by Fortune Smith there, and it looks like Andy got no, was it Andy? Evan that got a hell of a start there. So the boys hopefully can keep it clean as we're on the run down to Turn 1. Obviously, the rain here now has maybe catch a few of them out, but have we got round it clean? Evan and Fortune with a wider line, which probably fine, especially first corner. You know, I just want to get us through this one. We're on the run up to Turn 3, the Coca-Cola corner now. Up to position there, Delavan on the back end of him. It looks like Delavan really trying to defend the position, and that was why he had an Audi up the inside of him there. It's rather aggressive. Look, he's kept on going, he's kept it the right way. Very wide there, through 100 out into the hairpin. This is a tricky one. That hook corner back there, the right-hander, is just about setting himself up for this one. It looks like Andy a little bit, if he's trying to boom, you can see the cars on the right-hand side there. He's trying his best, and he's done a cracking job up to P3 Forstall now with a little bit of a gap there. His teammate behind him, it looks like something's off in the background. There is, I think it's Olimar maybe in the background. It is on. Hopefully he can get going again, struggling through 100 out into Dunlops now. Drivers, a Russian driver there in the Lamborghini. He's got the Porsche 911 in front of them. Good driving, coming out wide there, a little bit of awareness. No, now he has Dalvan, Diacross, Company, the Ferrari, very wide through the 13th, into turn 13, 15 now, into nets. This is a difficult one. All the boys behave for themselves perfectly, giving each other the room to race. We're on board with Fortune Smith now coming through turn 16, which is Panasonic, and he seems to have left the field standing. This boy's going to argue about themselves. Andy maybe thinking being in the draft isn't a bad place to be coming up to start finish here. We're going to see who's got the horsepower, who set their car up right for this straight. The AMG obviously renowned for its straight line speed, but Andy more than a match for him, man. I think Andy's using the draft of the car in front as well, so one nice head there, but it's don't pull out of that draft. He's going to have to have on the brakes of the MGCs in to get into each other a little bit, hopefully give each other the room. I think Andy does go a little bit wide there just to try and come out the way of that Mercedes, looking a bit further back on the field coming through the turn 2. It looks like side by side now. Come on boys, give each other the room to race into Coca-Cola. 3 people will not go into it. The AMG slows down. Hopefully there's not a car on the left there. As we see, is it you getting very sideways? It is unfortunately a victim coming to the Coca-Cola corner, stuck together. The boys, yellow flag coming through Coca-Cola corner, yellow flag. The boys get it going again. And we got a Ferrari in the background there. Wow. Is that M-Shalk? Is he going to go around the outside through 100 there? Nope, tucks back in. There is a Porsche there, sat on track. I'm not sure if he's waiting for something to come through, and we've got a Flying Dutchman struggling in the background. The AMG with a little bit of damage there as we're watching Chris chase down the skyline through 300 there into Dunlops now. And the field starting to spread out. It's not lost on me that 155, 3.5 second gap. Oh, look how wide that skyline went through there. Ubar with some phenomenal driving there. Great work by him. Let the skyline have the corner. He didn't want any part of that. He knows this performance impacting damages on. We still have 11 minutes of this race. Fantastic driving as we're coming up into turn 15 net. Now, this straight that we're about to come up to after Panasonic is just under, again, a mile long, 0.917 miles long, 1.4 kilometers in layman's terms. It is a beast, designed or with the intention to be used as IndyCar oval circuit. I'm not too sure with the history of that. I think it was the Sterling Moss and others commented on the layout. You were never going to fit an oval circuit, or at least, you know, it's in the foothills of Mount Fuji, so it's kind of a difficult place to place something like that. And alternatively, we've got this absolute gem that's in front of us. We're watching Chris in front, pulling out the way of the sky. Good line. It looks like the skyline did see him, delayed the steering. Good driving. Real good driving there. hats off to the pair of them. That's what we'd like to see. Encouraging the overtake there. You know, he made the mistake. He was quick. Great to see. And Stefano on the back of Andy. Andy, renowned for having bags and bags of pace, but is hard on the tyres. And the more we go into the race, the more them tyres start to heat up. So let's see if Andy can look after them rears. Let's see if he's any different when it comes to the wet tyres. Hopefully this season, you know, he's nailed down a bit of downforce, because the lad has bundles of talent. He's our Watford Waffle, our Watford Missile. Very own boss, and it looks like he's not going to get it stopped on the brakes, and he doesn't, and he taps in. Ayrton Stefano is going to have to wait for Andy to come back around, and does, and a little tap for his troubles. Hopefully he can get going again. Ayrton loses a ring. Ayrton is into the pit. It does look like we've lost him. We're on a bit of a white screen at the minute now. It looks like Ayrton's gone. Back to Kurt Hodgson now. Where is he? He's inherited third. After all of that, Andy manages to get going again, hopefully without too much damage onto the car. He didn't lose a rear ring like Ayrton, but I think we have lost our driver for that. Hopefully we can get back in the future. Our Argentinian driver, of course, drives in the lower categories. Great to have him and his son a part of it. Hopefully we can get the pair of them back on. Yoko, right up the arse end of that 488 now. In a great point touring position. Delavan in front. Will he try for the draft? They're going to be puddle formed somewhere around this straight. Again, a massive straight into the draft. Coming up into turn one. Now you've got to pick your braking point here, and he's moved out of the actual square just so you can see where he's going. The elements on track are not the greatest for driving right now, but Mount Fuji renowned for being wet at the best of times, shall we say. I think that's being generous. And we're watching now M Shalp. Uber now coming up, where is he? He's on the start finish. Number 87, fantastic livery, fantastic sound of Bentley. It's great to have a good diversity of cars out on track. Uber, of course, is teamed up with Team Thunder Racing with Chris Pink. I believe is it Polish driver? I think it's Chris. I'm not sure. This has obviously been our first round. It is indeed. Lives in Scotland, passion for motorsport and photography. Does like his experience short too, so Uber with his work cut out when it comes to teammates. I'll shout now, really in a dogfight here. It looks like there's an AMG struggling in front, it really is. Hopefully them tyres haven't gone too far off, but we have got a great pack of racing here now. Sebastian, he is all over the arse end of that 911. The 911 looks like a predator at the minute with that skyline, and it looks like he's missed it on the brakes again. These lads really struggling when they're coming into Dunlops now. I don't know if it's the elements getting a little better or, you know, just a bit trigger happy. I'm not too sure, but obviously we've gone from big thunderstorm, last 7 minutes now will be light rain. It's still going to be very wet, and there's a few surprises here and there. Andy still holding strong in second, Delavan in the third position. Andy doing a top job, it must be said. Forsen, Matt class of the field at the minute. 147 last time around, hasn't really had to put up with too much fighting, it has to be said, but has managed to pull 10-second gap. So Forsen just has to manage in the race at the minute, and will pull off the bacon for our first round sprint race for the Broadchart Sim Racing team. Even as well, he did have a bit of an accident and he went back in the order. It was pretty high up, as we're watching now. It's a fantastic shot on the back end of that 911. Really impressive how fast that 911 is, even in the draft. That's onto the brakes, doing a little bit of damage, but that 911 runs wide. He's got the better exit here. Is he on the exit? Yeah, he is. He's tucked it back in behind him. Unlucky. Good down the straight. Couldn't defend the line. Bags of understeer. Had to let Sebas through. Sebas, though, you could say, set that move up. Knew what he was doing, where he was placing the car, but if I'm a betting man, he is struggling with the left-hand side of that car as they come round the famous 100R. And we have a car off there. Yoko is going to lose a few positions. P11, P12, losing it, coming around 100R, coming into the hairpin now. And again, I did say before as I was watching Chris speak that corner 100R, there are several lines that you can take through there, i.e. but in the rain, a little different, maybe some puddles form, catching a few drivers out, but Diecross now, showing the inside to Sebas. Sebas has been struggling coming into Dunlops here, all sprint race, as he comes out in front, he's going to have to let the 911 by, good racing, tucks back in now. Fantastic to see the boys out on the track, marshalling themselves, it makes stuff like this run so much more easier. As Andy now, maybe with a little bit of fresh air, 148 to Forson's 147. Forson somewhat managing it too, but good lap last time around by the front two boys. Aussie Style is off through the next corner, turn 15. Caught out maybe by the puddles. I'm not sure. Hopefully he's not sustained too much damage. As we're watching, yep, what comes around the outside of him? Look at the puddle. Inside. You do not want to be in the middle of that thing. We are down to the last 5 minutes. Thank you for everybody that's joined us onto the YouTube channel. Please leave your comments and we'll get back to as many of you as we can. Just looking through the grid at the minute, Uber, who was top 10, down in P13 at the minute. Hopefully not any damage. Look at the shot coming into the first corner here. Skyline is squiggling under the brakes. The boys managed to get it stopped. Well, Aussie Style pick up 2 positions with them out breaking themselves, and I think he does, you know. Be a little unlucky if the Skyline keeps the position, and I think he's going to. He's going to keep his foot down in it. A bit of a flash of the lights, he's letting back in front. Boys again, actually themselves a testament to the level heads and the experience that we have out on track. That Skyline, a fantastic livery on it, very wide. Has he sustained any damage, or are the tyres just going off? A lot of cars struggling where I wouldn't have thought we could. Would have thought the Skyline would be good in the rain at the very least. But its boost is an absolute nightmare to try and get on top of. Some say you'd probably turn that down a little bit. You'd probably go a bit faster in the rain, but all these boys have got the dials turned up to 11. All the lads know that this is a good football, along with every other round that we're going to broadcast onto the channel. The Skyline fair wide in lots. We're going to lose a bunches of players. Coco sacked aside with them shot, I think. There. Gets the position back. He's climbing back up within a top 10 position. Emo guy gets going again. He is back on track. Is our 22-year-old Scottish driver. Does love the Japanese tuner car, and I guess that would be a testament to it in the R33, R34. Do correct me on the streamers watching Yoko. Gets it, hits a puddle. I've been saying this for the last 10 minutes. These puddles formed on here. The guys that have done the practice are going to know where they are. Let's hope there's no damage sustained and manages to get on without affecting anyone behind. But M-Shark at the minute, really struggling there, is our Netherlands driver, 21-year-old from Hoop, I believe. He's new to sim racing and league racing. Dalavan now, our Italian David. Gotta hand it off to him. He is now a league coordinator, very well for Ferrari. Again, Andy, I've not cursed him this time round. I did say it was hard on the tyres, but we're 3 minutes till the end. He's in a real good position. Forston laying down the marker, maybe for the season here. We'll see what we're like when we get to our feature, which will be coming up after this race. We're going to go double the distance. We're looking like maybe within about an 18-19 lap. We'll see what we're like when we get to the lights, but Forston throwing down the gauntlet at the minute, 10 seconds in front. It'll be great to see when what he does when he's in the pack, because of course our feature race will be reverse grid, so all the boys you see at the front, Forston, Andy, Dalva, Kurt, they will all be at the back of the grid, so it will lend itself to them coming through, overtaking. We should have a real firecracker. Bit of strategy going into it with their mandatory pit stop. Of course, we won't have the rain either, so the boys will be flat out. These will be no messing about now. No wet tyres, on the slicks. See what we're doing. Boys, give me 2 minutes. Thoughts, Barry? Bro.
It's been a very interesting race so far. I mean, you've seen a lot of very interesting spins happening, a lot of intense battles going on. And nonetheless, I did expect Larson to run away a little bit. He seemed like one of the fastest guys on track. Yeah, he for surely has shown it right now. In the meantime, we still have battles going on until the final 2 minutes of this race. So anything can still happen in this race.
Yeah, but this is it. At the end of the day, it's racing. There is nothing to say Forston won't hit a puddle on the last lap, spin himself round. I wouldn't pay too much attention to the time markers as they are right now, but you know, anything can happen in racing. Guys have spun off in first place, on over until they get down to that line, but Forston, yeah, I think before the season started, there was a sneaking suspicion that he was definitely going to be at the top. He was going to be there or thereabouts, and he's thrown down the gauntlet tonight, still with a 1:47 lap time. Dalvan again matching that one, so the lads are all consistently around the same pace. Really looking forward to what the guys are doing in Tier 2. Of course, Tier 2 can run at the same time, and there are grid spots available for it. If you want to get involved with the Motive Racing League, the Discord link will be in the channel. Dalvan's pulled right up onto the arse end of Andy. Did Andy miss his braking point there a little bit? Had to come on a little harder than Dalavan, but that Ferrari looking good in the final minute now. Andy looks like he's maybe pacing himself just a little bit, but Dalavan's definitely too close for comfort for him. Dalavan almost stalking our Lico there, but Andy again, very wise, very experienced, had raced with him many a time, so he will know what to do to put that place that car. He will know how to make Dalavan's life hard coming up the straight. As you see him, looks like he was kind of breaking the draft, but I think he's probably aware of the puddles that are formed on the racetrack. So we will be on our last lap right now. As Dalavan we're watching, chasing down our Watford missile. Look at it. It's gaining, but is he going to have enough by the end? It looks like Andy's just about done enough. Covers the line. Does he get it stopped? This is the last lap, ladies and gentlemen. Can Andy keep it in front of Dalavan? Can Dalavan get round the Watford missile? It is all to be seen, but in the last couple of laps especially, it looks like Dalavan has definitely had the pace. We do have racing throughout the field with Diacross Sabas, but I do want to stick with this. Even the Uzi Style 2 are going at it hard. These boys have really given us a show as we're coming round for the final time of our sprint through 100R. Into turn 6 is the hairpin. The boys really on the limit. Good line by Dalavan through there as we come through turn 8 and turn 9, 300R into Dunlops, which is at the bottom, and we've watched a lot of lads lose it under braking there. Andy looked like he was struggling there last time around. Let's see what he's like this time into Dunlops, turn 10. If Andy could just get it stopped and keep it up here, it's going to be difficult for Dalavan to pass unless he gets a real good run out of turn 16. So let's stick with these boys. Forston just coming round turn 15, nets Panasonic across the line. Once he comes round here, let's not quite call it until he's got round this actual corner. Again, Dalavan really up the arse end of him now. Takes a wider line there, trying to get a run on him. He really needs to try and stick as close as he can up there, but listening to the engine there, Forston has got away. And he's going to take the first win of the GT3 Motive Racing League sprint race. Congratulations, my friend. What a way to start off the GT3 leg for Bosch Sports Sim Racing. Laying down the marker. Andy in the background. Dalavan just not close enough. It looks like it's going to be Andy coming across the line there. Left-handed men taking over second. Dalavan very, very impressive in the end. Doing a fantastic job. As we're watching Uzi Style there. Kept very sideways trying to miss that puddle on the left-hand side, the right-hand side, sorry. But fantastic racing. I've been so pleased that the boys have managed to put on a show. You know, we've created some awareness, we've put on a fantastic race so far. Stick with us on the YouTube channel as we set up our feature race for the night. Double the lap, so it'll be a 20-lap race. Coming across the line. Well done, my friend. P8. Uzi Style's going to take on P9, it looks like, with M-Sharp just behind. Fantastic. Really impressed. M-Sharp across the line now. Should be very happy with that. Emo screaming the Skyliner. There goes the Lambo of Rocco. Well done, my friend. The Russian driver just outside the top 10. Where is the Flying Dutchman? Is he going to get to the lap? He's coming up on the last corner now. It's our Flying Dutchman, Uber, the man, the myth, the legend from Hooven Green. Here he comes now, screaming at the start finish. Still a great performance. He had the pace. We've seen it in the race, him really up there. Bar a mistake, he would have had a better finish. Let's see what he's like in the sprint. P13 for Uber. Fantastic. Also, stick with us for after the actual feature where Uber will be running the LMP2. Looks like Ollie is going to take home last place on the grid. He will pick up some points for it. He just had an unlucky one. The lad's got pace. He will be back for the feature. Again, stick with us on the YouTube channel as we get set up. We'll give the drivers 5 minutes to get some nicotine in the lungs, but here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is our results for our sprint race. Our sprint, obviously, still sponsored by Tail Logistics for all your travel needs. Big thanks for them to supporting our opening round of Super GT for Saturday. And Forston will take home the win. Andy, an impressive second. Great to see him get a result with those tyres the way they were. Dalavan, impressive as well. He was really there, so it's great. We're going to see these guys at the back of the grid for the feature, so we'll get to watch them come through, and it's going to give people like Ollie, Uber, Yoko, Emo guy a real fighting chance of actually getting a decent result. So again, thank you on the YouTube channel. We will get it all sorted. We'll be back with you in 5 minutes. Thank you guys, appreciate it. You did absolutely fantastic, boys. I'm so proud. You did a top job. We'll get some of this edited out, like, but honest to God, lads. No, no, no. You did yourselves very proud there, boys. I'm very, very happy with how that went. So we're gonna have a 20. You did so well, a lot of you. I'm so proud. You'll see on the stream that we did some really amazing work, and you complimented it with your driving. You really did do yourself some justice there. So congratulations, lad. Seriously, it'll be really good to get this feature underway, like cloud and clear. Yes, mate. What's up? Okay, lads. What is it? Just give me a couple of minutes. Oh, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start getting the sheet together just with the finishes and tell you who's starting where for our feature race and go through it a little bit with you. So just give me 1 minute, and I shall be back. Well, I think he got a bit of damage, like the guy that went. Anyway, we are set up and ready for it. So with that said, obviously we're not going right yet. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to get your shit together. But Olimar, Uber, you're going to obviously lead the field away, and I'm happy that Ollie and Uber, you know the start procedure. Yes? Okay, so what I want you to do when we come onto that start... And the start line, yeah, you do. But I want you to, what is it? Because of the pace of, well, the big ash straight, mate, I want you to keep it at 60 mile per hour, if you can. So you'll be on the right-hand side, because we're going to start this GT3 season off with the pole position guy will always have the inside line for the whatever track we're at. Well, that's how we're going to do it anyway. No, you once you're out of turn 16 Panasonic, mate, you're at 60 mile per hour, that's it. You can't back up and fake, mate. Once you put your foot down, it's green light, because you can't do that to the back of the grid, because you're going to cause a reaction. So anyway, it'll be Ollie to go first, Ubar second, Yoakum will be third, Emo Guy fourth, M Shout fifth, Uzi Style sixth, Even seventh, Sebastiano, is it eighth? Dicross will be in ninth, and then we will go, Chris will be in 10th, Kurt will be in 11th, Delavan 12th, Andy will be in 13th, and Forsten 14th. The rest of the guys will go behind how they are. So anyway, with that said, boys, yeah, he's going to have to go to the back, unfortunately, with Forsten and Andy and the likes. He's just as quick. But that's the way it is. Listen, boys, we're going to give you 2 or 3 minutes now, just to get your drinks, just to get your SIG sorted. So what we're on now, we are on 1750. We will be starting at 1754. No. Yeah, a lap. Yeah, a lap. And I'm going to shout you out one by one, and what will happen is you'll line up side by side. So rows of two. At the back. No, you're fine, mate. You've got 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll get going. But yeah, you're absolutely fine. But yeah, it'll be rows of 2, Stefano. We'll sort it out. I'll call you all out anyway. I'll let you all know. But yeah, 2 minutes, boys. 2, 3 minutes. Yeah, that's it. A formation lap, basically. And then you'll line up 2 by 2. So yeah. Last turn. Yeah. And instead of coming to your grid spots, you'd be a rolling start. Well, No. This is going to lend itself to warming your tyres up properly, getting your brakes in properly. You can't screw other people that are behind you. Performance impacting is on, so just be wary of that. That you warming your brakes up might not necessarily be what the guy behind you's doing. So do it safely. Right, 2 minutes, boys, and we'll get going. 2 minutes. One minute warning, we'll get going with the stream. Thanks for sticking with us on YouTube, we will be going 1 minute. If I can get a thumbs up from you, and then I'll just talk to Barry. Give me a sec. Oh, Barry's in here, right? Okay, fair enough. I'll jump back to obviously party chat once we're about to get going. But yeah, thumbs up, and we'll get going. Because I'll go. Yep. Okay, sorted. Okay, sweet with that done. Is Sebastiano sorted and all done? I don't. Right, he's definitely with us there. I just don't want to catch Yoko or Ayrton out because once we're locked in, it is a case of. I did say 54, didn't I? And it's now 56. So with that said, we're gonna get going, boys, and I will go once I've talked to everybody and until turn 16, and then I'll jump back in the party chat and we'll do the commentary. But until then, I'll be with you, making sure you're all in your correct positions. Good luck, boys. Let's put on a show for the charity. Let's try and raise awareness. Keep up the great driving. Remember that it's a dry race. Performance impacting is on. If you write off in the first corner, it's not going to bode well. So use your head, boys. Let's have this. I will call you out, Emo, on the line, mate, you'll know. But, let me just give a quick look. Yeah. Is it Forston? Yeah, right, okay. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I didn't have email on there. Alright, so P1, while we've got you guys, Ollie, P2, Uber, P3, Yokomo, P4, Emo, P5, Mshal, P6, Aussie, P5, Even, P6, Sebas. Well, yeah. Once the leader's put his foot down and we are going. Well, yeah, we're dependent on getting a good start, but we're not allowed to fake or anything like that, so it should lend itself to once the car's in front of you going, you're going, so it shouldn't be too bad. Again, I'll call you out. Make sure you've got your fuel in, all your stuff set for it, boys. We will be getting going. Thank you on the YouTube channel, I'm not too sure. So, I will get you involved in this one. I cannot do 21 laps with it, but I'm going to jump back into the party. Well, no, I'm going to call you round first. Fuck me, sideways. A big stick. Yeah, and then we'll edit it out on the stream to the last corner, basically, and we'll get going. So, with that said, everybody that is currently with the YouTube channel, thank you for sticking with us. This is our feature race, our last race of the Saturday for the GT3. We have got perfect temperatures, perfect conditions, the perfect crowd already and rock and rolling. We will have a formation lap where the cars will go around one by one, reverse grid of the last race. So Olimar will lead us off with Uber, followed by Yoko and Emo, Mshal, Aussie Style, Even, Sebastian, Starcross. I will call them out one by one. Once we have the lads all in formation, we'll get back in the commentary box with Barry. I assure you, he is there, and we'll get some talking done, go through the racing points. But as it stands at the minute, we're just going to try and get the boys round all in one piece with performance impacting damage on and get up to the start finish. So, as I said, thank you for sticking with us on the YouTube channel. We are again. Yeah. Absolutely, Barry. I can't agree with you more. Sweet. Well, you are indeed. Yeah. As long as you got your mask on, we're all good. But again, here at Motive Racing, we're raising awareness for the Trussell Trust, and they support a nationwide network of food banks and emergency support for people locked in poverty. Together, we'll campaign to end the need for food banks within the UK. And again, you can get involved by donating food, maybe volunteering your time, or taking on their fundraising challenge as we have. There are lots of ways to get involved with raising awareness and basically just helping out. They've done a cracking job, and I think it's something we can all get behind, and something positive come out of something that we're doing on track. If we can make someone else's life better in the process, so be it. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we're not about to go lights out. We're going to do a formation lap, and I'm going to call the guys out one by one. So when the lights go green, can Ollie move out to the front, please? And can Uber get behind him? Yokomo, can you move behind Uber, please? Emo, can you get behind Yoko, please? Mshal, behind Emo. Aussie Style, please move up behind Mshal. Even, move up, please, and get behind Aussie Style. Stefan Savano, please get behind Even. Diecross now, please, can you move up behind Sebas? Thank you, buddy. Right, Mr. Pink, can you get behind Diecross, please? Kurt Hodgson, can you get behind Chris? Thank you. Dalavan, get behind Kurt. Andy, behind Dalavan. Forston, behind Andy there. So it looks like we're actually pretty well ordered there. So, boys, you are live right now on the YouTube channel. We are doing this for a fantastic cause. Could you do the timings as well, Barry? Well, we've got it. We're doing this for a fantastic cause. Get involved with what we're doing. If you want to get involved with the Motive Racing channel, get involved with the leagues on Project Cars 2. It's totally 100% free and always will be. The link will be in the description. It looks like Forston's having a bit of a mare. Not too sure what's going on there, but we've lost, it looks like, our race sitter. While we've got the boys, Ollie, once you're round on turn 16, the Panasonic corner, drop it to 60 mile per hour, my friend, and it's down to you. I'm going to join the party chat. Good luck. Okay, we're back in the box. Can the timing's possible as well, Bowie? Not them ones, the other ones. The blue ones. I think they're probably up. It's probably I'm just not seeing it, that's all. But anyway, the boys are all in order now. I'm not too sure what's going on with Forston. He isn't going either. Yeah, that was it. You switched something there, buddy. There we go. Yeah, Forston is left at the line. Our race winner of the sprint is sat at the line, not going anywhere. Are we having wheel issues? We're not sure, but definitely a contender for the win of this race. Is already out. We're having dramas already at Mount Fuji. Packed to the rafters, 110,000 people join us here in the Suntown District, Olympia, Japan, for the famous Fuji Speedway. Has Forster managed to get going? He hasn't. Yes, Barry, mate.
Thurston would like a restart since somebody hit him full speed in the back during the getaway from his grid.
Right, okay.
What I've read in the GT3 chat, he's now out of the game as well.
Yeah, he's out of the game. Unfortunately, we can't. It's have to be. We're all up and we're ready to rock and roll. So unfortunately, we've lost one of our technical contentions due to a silly mistake. So we are too wide now. The boys have been going side by side up to start finish. This is the first time that we've rolled this out this season, so I expect the boys to not really know too much of what they're doing. We'll iron out all the creases. By the time we get down to our last round, all this will be done. But Ollie's going to lead the field away. And it sounds like they're already going. They are. They're going. It is lights out. Is it for the GT3 feature race? Big news already. We've lost Forsten, our winner from the sprint race, and it's Ollie Marr to lead him into the first corner here at Mount Fuji. He's got Ubar, the Flying Dutchman, behind him. Can he have a better race? This race, of course, is a lot longer than the sprint. There's a lot more tactics that go into it. There's a lot more that goes into the fuel, tyre wear, the rest of it. These boys going at it at the minute like they're on the last lap. We've got the AMG, who suffered a bit of damage in the first one. It goes wide in the 911's round. We've got a yellow flag around Coca-Cola. Yellow flag, turn 3. Yellow flag, turn 3. And we've got cars on the roof. Wow, these boys are going to have to bring it round into the pit. Hopefully the other guy can get it off the side, because he's not going to go anywhere like that. Looks like we've got damage on the cars now. He has managed to get it to track, so all these boys now are going to have to come into the pit lane, take the mandatory pit and do the damage. Hopefully the boys stick with it, because if they do, they'll be racing between all of them in this race. We don't want to see a car 20 laps down, or indeed 20 minutes down. So the boys are going to have to try and limp this one round. We're currently on board with M. Schalk after sustaining a lot of damage there. Our driver from the Netherlands limping the car around, back with the leaders at the minute. Currently P5, that Audi very sideways. I imagine the Audi is going to be a lot suited to the drier conditions as he's looking at the back end of even chasing Sebes. Emo on the back end of Ollie. Look at Andy now, making his way up. Andy, second to last, I believe, on the grid, P7 at the minute, so a lot of pace in this first opening lap. I imagine a lot of drivers there have thought, let him actually through. It's going to be quicker to try and follow a guy like that and actually try and hold him up and fight with him. There's a lot of racecraft going on, of course. This feature, twice the distance, a double ribbon event, if you will. We are going to head off into the dead of night here at the Fuji, so I imagine the track temp is going to drop, along with tyre temps. It's going to lend itself to some fast, fantastic sideways racing. I'm jinxing the crap out of these guys. We're watching Kurt there going sideways at the first corner. That just tests itself to the track temperature coming down there. Our British driver there, difficult. Chris now, as we're checking him out, our Polish driver. Doing a fantastic job at the minute, currently sitting in P7 in the Bentley. Fantastic car, loving that neon lighting up in the dark. Hopefully he can get the front end out of the barriers as we're watching the guys that were all having the accident. Emshal, Stefano. Looks like less of the damage there. Taking his pit stop, so that's him now. He doesn't need to. We'll try and take a mental note of the guys that pit stop, because they're going to be down a little bit on time as we're watching Chris now all over the back end of Andy. Looks like Chris hasn't given this position up. Will he get it stopped? No, not a chance. He's going to have to let Andy back through to that position. Hopefully the other boys can get it round without too much damage. Good driving by Chris there to notice the boys coming through, giving him the route. Fantastic. Good to see. Sharp and still in the pits. Their damage must have been quite extensive compared to Ubar's. Looks like as they say that shot's out the pit now. Not too far down. Hopefully can get it going smooth. It's fantastic to have both him and his son here racing in our GT3. However, he's not had the best of starts as we're watching now. The AMG chase down the R34 Skyline. It's probably an R34 into out of the track now. 171 miles per hour, hard onto the brakes. Do they manage to get it stopped? Good driving by the Skyline behind. Delayed the steering a little bit. Fantastic exit there. I think the Skyline had to come off the power a little bit. Bit of a block pass, but all within the laws of fairness. As we're watching a Ferrari grab the inside now. Diecross in that 911. showing us how it's done. With us now in close proximity. Great group of cars here all together. These boys, of course, all fighting of P8, 9, 6. We've got racing throughout the field, and it looks like Ayrton's back out again. He's a full 30 seconds behind P12, so hopefully he can just put his head down and try and pick up as many points as he can tonight. Looking where the boys are, I think they've just come out the hairpin. They're about to come up onto turn 8 and 9 at 300R. And he struggled a little bit in the wet, coming up into turn 10 now, which is Dunlop. Hard onto the brakes with the 911 behind him. Hard onto the brakes. Look at the 911. Thought he outbraked himself there. I thought he was off right into the back of that Lamborghini. Bowery, if we've still got you with us, buddy, any thoughts so far on the wordless races developing? Obviously a bit of a shock with Forston.
Yeah, it was quite interesting to see. I mean, I saw it happening. I mean, there was a bright-coloured Lambo, full speed going into the back of Forston. And unfortunately, he was sustained so much damage that they had to retire their car. But it definitely looked like he was on for a win this time around.
Yeah, do you know, I noticed it when they were pulling away that they sort of, he did get a big hit from the back as well. And you know, as it stands, like, Forston, fantastic guy, top racer. He is well within his means to come and race in our GT3 leagues. But for the sake of it, there were another 14 guys that have managed to get through, all lined up on the track. I cannot restart the lobby over one driver as Dicos just managing to pull out of the braking zone there. Does a fantastic job. Oh, I think that's very sideways. It's going to allow Dicos through. I think he has indeed. Andy's going to have to get that one up. Has it gone hard on the tyres already? Lap 5 into the 21 lap race. Our missile from Watford there. Really taking a lot of curve there. It's as much as he's there, and he's wide through for under there. Again, I've said this a few times that there are several racing lines for this fast turn. Important to set the car up for the next turn, which is 5 and 6, the hairpin. Stefano, our guy from Argentina, doing a fantastic job so far. It's great to have him. Currently P2 hunting down Ollie. Doing a good job of it too. He looks like he has a lot more pace at this moment in time. Like the Lamb, doing a good job of holding the line, but Sebas looking very strong at the minute, it must be said. Of course, Sebas, and that is Sebas race team of Argentina. Ollie covering the line, feeling the need to actually bring it in there. It looks like Sebas has gone very wide there, but no water this time to slow him down. Coming into turn 16, Panasonic. Again, really, really important. It's a very tight turn that becomes even tighter on the exit. You know, it sets you up for this straight. If you manage to nail the exit of that corner, you can make up 2 tenths by the time you're at the bottom end of it. Very important. Did look like Ollie managed to get a good run out there as well. That Lambo definitely shooting for top end. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Andy and Ollie are in the same team, so we'll have a similar setup. The left-hand men having a good one at the minute. Ollie P1, Andy P6. If they finish like this, they'll have a got spot. It looks like Emo into the pits. Hopefully that's not damage. We can keep it going. Lap time's not too dissimilar though, so I think that is his stop. As we're on board with Dalaman. Dalaman, good outing. Chased Andy all the way to the line in the sprint. The sprint, of course, absolutely looks like Emo. We've got the retirement. It looks like he's out of this one, unfortunately. Probably something to do with the damage that he's been on. He's probably had either had a wrong setup on or whatnot. Hopefully we'll get words from the mechanics down there and find out what was going on with tonight. But again, while we've got the stream on, we're watching Andy in P6. Dicos, he seems to be making up some ground on him actually, but close proximity to Andy is Kurt. Tonight's stream is brought to you by Taylor Logistics for all your travel needs. Big thanks to them for supporting our opening round of the Super GT3 Saturday. Hopefully the lads at the end of the season, you know, could have some trophies, maybe a certificate for the winners and whatnot. We can jazz it up a little bit, but big thanks to Taylor Logistics for supporting our opening round. And a massive shout out to the Trussell Trust that we're trying to raise a bit of awareness and maybe some money for too. The lads out on track, really giving it everything they've got, trying to put on a show for everybody in attendance tonight, and I can't thank you enough for attending on the YouTube channel and supporting the series, supporting myself and the boys out on track tonight. They're really giving you a show. We are watching Andy. Is that Murkoff into the pit lane? Is he just giving enough room? Yeah. He's been in a lobby with Andy before in his fault. They're going to give him a little bit more room than the other cars, but Andy, we're back to pace now. He's coming back up. Look at the top end of that Lambo. So it's who's got the bigger testicles coming into turn 1. Merkel Lambo definitely out of the brakes before the MG there, thought better of it. Wise head by Andy. A lot of the race still left. In a good position. Dalavan now. Sebastian in front of him. Sebastian looking like he takes a much wider route around the 100R there. Sorry, yeah, 100R into the hairpin, but manages to get it pulled back, more importantly, for the hairpin, so he gets a fantastic run out there, but doesn't half look like Dalavan's managed to pull up some time. And there, just in front, coming into Dunlop, you see Ollie, our race leader at the minute, at 140s, a full second quicker than everybody else. Track and Dalavan just about gets it started as late as you like. Dalavan, the last of the right breakers. Surely Sebastian looking in his mirror, a little bit worried of that red Ferrari. The prancing horse now. Gonna tickle that AMG and find out its weaknesses, but at the minute, holding on strong. Good job, Sonny Savannah, in the AMG. Coming through net, turn 15 into 60. Kind of a double apex, so you see the rubber strip on the left, turning now. But everyone's going to have their own line for that corner. But you can just see and emphasise now how good of an exit is there to gain the speed coming up the straight. That Mert looks mighty coming up the straight there. Within a 1.1 actually, so he must have the slipstream. And he's pulling away from the prancing horse, he is. So, like we said, Ollie's still holding strong though, P1. Good onto the brakes, and Savannah. Does he get it stopped? Look very hot into that corner. He does, he gets the pull ground. Fantastic line by the guy. And Andy's into the pits, our motive racing marshal. Motive racing boss, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy that keeps it all running behind the scenes. Also, massive shout out to Andy, who is a key worker, who goes out every single day to support the UK as we go through this time, this crazy time as it is. So massive respect to him and the staff here at Motive. As I'm watching Sebastian just take a look at Ollie in front there. Ollie very wide, so it looks like Sebastian now is stalking Ollie. He's trying to find out his weaknesses, he's trying to see where he's strong. Just showing Ollie the inside, he's going to try and force a mistake out of him, and it looks like Ollie braked super wide, he did! And it looks like he's pulled back on Dalavan, so hopefully the boys can get it sorted out. But that was all Sebastian Savannah, ladies and gentlemen. He showed Ollie the inside there. The move was never on. But Ollie in front never knew that. He was watching the mirrors there, missed his braking point. Stefano with an absolute gem of an overtake. The lad should be proud of that one. Somewhat for the photo book. Ollie though, managing to somehow keep it out on track. Puts pull in front of Dalavan. Maybe a little bit rude, but we're still only 8 laps in now. Dalavan, plenty of time to work that 488. See if we can get that prancing horse to get past that big ass bull. Up to start finish straight now. Can't emphasise enough how long this straight is. Just under a mile long. 1.45 kilometres. The prancing horse all over the bull. Into the first corner. He pulls out the draft. It's all about the brakes now. Does look like from the draft at the very least at the 488. He's good onto the brakes. The Lambo there, you can just see making a steering adjustment. The boys give plenty of room to each other. The Lambo's not finished though. Still side by side. You come through 2 into the Coca-Cola corner. What? Something's got to give. And Dalavan again. Just, well, I was going to say, just gets to the room, but these boys were side by side through the Coca-Cola corner. There we go, into 100R. The Lambo's just going to have the edge coming around this sort of banking, and he does. Dalavan pulls in back around, but fantastic driving by the boys there, showing us what the Elite Tier is all about. We do have spots open in our GT3 Tier 2 league, also being run at the same time, and we have a lot of fantastic individual drivers there with their own teams, a lot of talent in that league itself, and hopefully we'll brought through into Elite. And good on the brake, stalking Ollie. Meanwhile, while Ollie's trying to hold the man, the myth, the legend that is Dalavan behind, Seban's managed to pull a bit of a gap, and that gap's gone from 3.5 to what looks like it's going to be about 4 by the end of the finish. But Ollie holding strong, covering the inside line, doing a real good job of it, I have to say. Dalavan, our Italian driver, doing a real good job at the minute. He's had a good solid result in the sprint, and if he carries on like this, he's going to be really taking on a big bag of points with him. As you've seen, Ollie trying to get the hell out of the draft now. He doesn't want that Ferrari anywhere near him. Ollie does a flash of the lights, he's going to come in and serve his pit. I'm sure of it. He does. Professional driving there by Ollie Marsh, showing Dalavan the lights, letting him know that he intends to come off there. Good respect shown. Dalavan now being released into some fresh air. 143 last time around. Let's see. He has a bit of fresh air in front of him. Onto the brakes. very difficult not having that break. But given the benefit of the doubt, let's see what the time was. So Delavan currently on a 1:43. So check what he's like last time round. Ollie and they went into the pits. Andy, of course, has taken his pit stop, so here we go. He can finish. There goes Ollie. So Andy miles away from him. I think we're going to just clock him there. He is a little bit off. Starting the pit lane now, but he will even probably. Irish driver, 23-year-old from Tiffany. There he goes. At the end, it's going to be close. Andy, does he get him? He does. It was very, very close in the end, though. A lot closer than I actually expected. So now it is down to Irish driver there to see if he can pull any moves and see if he can stick with the Watford missile. Chris Pinnock into the pit. It's good to see him out in the Bentley again, loving the neon at the front. Our Polish driver, hailing from Scotland at the minute, passion for motorsport, as we all do at the minute. Even now, is managing to sort of stick with the Lambo. Same machine with the pair of them, so this will be down to setup and skill. We know Andy goes hard on the tyres, but did manage to keep it all together, pointing in the same direction, so maybe we'll never rewrite the history book with Andy. GT3 always runs strong, fantastic. 7 Savannah now with a 4-second gap up front with a 140 lap time. There is nobody living without the minute. I say that, Chris Love, 140, so doing well as Aaron gets very silent there. You can't afford to do too much more of that, especially with the likes of Dicos behind him. Because that guy is very fast, is Diego. He's from Lajas, and I hope I haven't murdered the pronunciation there. Our 15-year-old driver, Diego, loves the GTE class, enjoys the touring car class too, enjoys watching the ISAA and the SRO championships, as we all do. Into Panasonic, turn 16, chasing down the Raging Bull that is Ivan in front of him. Of course, Ivan, Fortin Smith's teammate, the winner of the sprint. It seems to me like the engineers down in the pit lane are not happy from that German-based team. They are kicking off. Something happened on the formation lap. He damage to his car, couldn't get it started again, had to sit out and retire the car. So definitely someone that was on for the win was out even before we got to the first corner. So it's really thrown things on its head. So at the minute we have Ivan, and he is representing the ball shorts out on his own, see if he can get a good result. Looking for the times, Andy's really picked himself up. Diacross 2. And in the background there, 140. We'll keep an eye on that. But Andy now, with his teammate in front of him, obviously we only have a round for our belt, so I shouldn't imagine there's too much team orders here. In fact, it does look like Ollie's just let Andy go. He did indeed. So it definitely looks like the left-hand men lending a right hand to one another. That was definitely a let through there. What do you think so far, Bowie? Any tactics that you're seeing on track? Anything you want to be aware of or made to be aware of?
Well, given the fact that Ollie and Andy are both in the Lambos, I'm very certain they're going to be doing some sort of team race. Definitely seemed like Andy was a little bit faster than he is, so he was probably going to be a little bit of the number 2 guy with Anthony Bottas of Andy, trying to hold up everyone behind him to try and get Andy through the field, because he's the only guy in the top 4 for now who has done his pit stop, so he might be able to even get a pit stop.
Yeah, I think you're right there, and I was all going to try and hold up Ivan there, and he definitely didn't make it easy for our Irish driver, but Ivan is through now to chase Andy down again. But definitely some team tactics at the left-hand men there. Ollie letting the faster driver through, which is the Watford missile, and the Ollie man on the back. Even, sorry, man, miles away there, but look at that Lambo go! Maxing out at 163, and I'm pretty sure when we was on board with Ayrton a little earlier, he was doing 171, so there's definitely some differential in the car setup, but very impressed with how fast that Lambo was in the straight line. Diacross now. Fantastic looking livery on the 911. It's looked great to see it out on track being represented, and he shoves in the inside and he forces the mistake, I think, from Ollie there, and he did, unfortunately for Diacross. Brought him into a mistake that actually didn't pay off too kindly, probably for that cross. But Ollie going again. Hopefully Ollie can stick with it. At the minute, his team, the left-handed men, are doing a good job. They're in good point-scoring position. He's going to want to keep going. He's going to want to keep it on. Them boys want to come out of this round with good point-scoring position. I think really the key story there are winner of the sprint was out before the first corner, and it's obviously not going to reflect great when we come into the standings for that team, but it's going to be something we look forward to coming into the second round. Dalavan into the pit, setting 141s, which was pretty competitive. Now, I spoke to the boys earlier on, and pit lane time loss is around 29 to 30 seconds. So if we look at that, he is going to come out in third or fourth. More than likely he's going to come out in fourth place, but Andy just coming around Panasonic now, turn 16 to start the long ass rope. Dalavan is gone out the pit though, and Andy at the start, so Dalavan may even keep the third place. He's definitely going to, judging by the gap there, so Andy with some work to do. P4 at the minute though, released by his teammate Ollie to see if he can hunt down that podium spot. The man is more than capable of doing it. Uber sideways. Bentley screaming, redlining up the straight. The whole 1.45 kilometres of it. With the green yarn on the front, our Flying Dutchman. In many other leagues, many other different formulas that we have running here at Motive Racing. If you want to get involved, please come and visit the Discord. It's totally 100% free, family friendly. Tell your dog, tell your mum, get involved, come and join the racing on the TV tonight. Uber with a great line out the first corner. The Bentley sounding mighty at the minute. Of course, stick with us for the feature race here. Uber very side there, hopefully kept it. Uber is going to be running the LMP2 League that is kicking off its first round, I believe, at Monza. So that should be great fun. Plenty of action, plenty of racing coming from the Motive Racing team. And again, while we have the eyes and ears of the people in the audience, a big thank you to the staff team here at Motive Racing, from Andy, Fowl, Uber, Ollie, Bowie, Only G and RDJ. And also, while we have them, a massive thank you to Sebastian, who's no longer with us, stuck back for his personal reasons, but we all respect you massively, buddy, and thank you for the hard work you've put in with us. While we're on that subject as well, Andy being a key worker, he does double the work, and Kurt, you can tell somebody's practice coming into the pit lane there. Dalavan at the start finish now. He's going to take P2, he is indeed. Should be fun to watch. Andy across the line. Good lap last time around as well, a 140. And he takes he's in third at the minute, so the lad just has to keep it pointed in the right direction. He has Kurt, no, even for a company in the background, so it should be fun to watch. Sebas now. A 141 last time around. Temperatures, you would say, are starting to drop now. However, we're going to keep it clear as he's coming through what is 13th into 14th and 15 nets. He's done a real good job. It's a shame we haven't got to see Force and him fight it out. Yeah, going again. Currently in the pit, the Flying Dutchman in the pit too. Not sure if that is his second stop. I'm not too sure if Uber's been in or not. I thought he had done, so I'm not too sure with that one. It's trying to keep on top of the action. Crazy at the minute. But Uber's still in these pit spots, so it's a long old stop. I'm not sure if fuel's going to be an issue. Maybe that is. It's a big lap. It is Enshal. A big accident at the start of this race has kept it going. It is now within 4 seconds of Aussie Style in front of him. So Enshal with some racing to be done. It's good to see the lads that did have the accident at the start of the race stick with it. This just goes to prove that the guys are going to have racing no matter where they are in the field. They stick with it, they will be rewarded. We have a full pool of tier 2 drivers that are just begging at the bit to get into the elite tier. We're not short of the drivers here, but we are encouraged to ask if anybody would like to join any of the leagues that we have open. We've gone from LMP2 to GT5. We have a lot of leagues open this season. And it looks like Chris has had to take some avoided action. Thank God that was his teammate now. Uber pointing in the right direction again. There he goes, struggling a little bit. Now the temperature's coming down. That Bentley looks a handful, Bowie.
Yeah, the Bentley is a huge car, pretty much the Titanic on wheels, you can say. It's, compared to the other cars, it's very difficult to be fast with, in my opinion. Look at the AMGs or the Audis or even the Porsches. With a decent setup, you can already be really fast, but for the Bentleys and the Nissans, it's always a very difficult time to try and get a very solid lap times with these cars. But certain tracks, those cars are always in the better, but definitely on this track, they're not that good as I expected to be.
It's an interesting choice, yeah. There's definitely easier cars, maybe, to extract that little bit out of, but in its own right, the Bentley is a decent car, very fast in the straight line and should run well here. However, temperatures and other factors being an issue. It's very slippery, it looks like, out on track at the minute. All the boys suffering with the same sort of tyre wear, managing it very well. While we have the eyes and ears as well, Modern even coming into turn 10. Here at Motor Racing, tonight's stream is brought to you by Taylor Logistics for all your travel needs. Big thanks for them for supporting our opening round of Super GT3 Saturday. Every Saturday coming at you from 5 PM, and it will be followed by the LMP2 League that kicks off at 7 PM tonight at Monza, so stick with us to view that. But also, here at Motive Racing, we'd love to take a minute of your time to talk about the amazing work being done by the first responders and key workers in this difficult time within the UK. So for each round of GT3 racing season, we want to try and raise awareness and hopefully a little bit of money for the various charities and food banks across the UK. I mean, if something good can come from this being out in the back, then let's do it. This week, we want to shed some light on the Trussell Trust. They support a nationwide network of food banks and provide emergency support to people locked in poverty. Together, we will campaign to end the need for food banks from within the UK. And I think we can all agree, regardless of race and religion, that the work that the Trussell Trust is doing is essential to a lot of UK families at this minute in time as we all struggle together. You can help by donating food, volunteering your time, or simply taking on the fundraising challenges we have. There are lots of ways to get involved with raising awareness and poverty, so visit the website at www.trusselltrust.org. Use the postcode locator, get involved with a local food bank near you. Alternatively, visit the website, use their donation process. It's very quick, it's very simple. I urge you to give whatever you can. But also, I know at the minute, money could be tight, so then just take a minute of your time and talk with family and friends about the amazing work that the Trust is doing. From all of the Motive Racing community, from all the Motive Racing staff, thank you Trust team for all that you're doing for the UK at the minute. Back to the racing now. And it doesn't half look like something's gone. We've got Andy in the lead, and I've completely missed how Stefano ended up, but I think we've lost him again due to connection issues. We have indeed. So we're sticking with Ayrton Stefano. Ayrton Stefano and Seb Stefano out on track are both our Argentinian drivers. A real good family feel story. Both of them, father and son alike, sim race together, both are part of our league. They sit together, help each other with the setups, and if anything in life with squad goals, that's definitely it. But it seems we've lost into the drought, so we really have lost some real main contenders. We lost Forston before the first corner. We've lost Stefano, who was setting a pace out in the front, but that is lending itself. In fact, what am I on about? I'm looking at Stefano and now having to really confusing me out on track. Currently, fighting P4 with Diecross. Right, back with it. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm reading from a script. Sebastian Stefano now, P4, Diecross, close in proximity behind him, last time around the 149, so definitely an incident, shall we say, but the car's looking a lot healthier than it did into the sprint race, where the right-hand side of that AMG looked an absolute mess. Mind you, Diecross looks like he's carrying a little bit of damage there on the 911. Our 15-year-old driver, sporting a very mature head tonight. Currently being fifth, some great championship points if he can keep it pointing in the right direction. I don't think there's any shame to finish behind Stefan Savano, definitely. But at the minute, we're down to 11 drivers, 17 on the clock, and 21 to be completed. So we are well away into finishing this one, coming up into our dying laps with 4 to go. At the minute, Andy is leading the way. He has 4 seconds on Dalaran, who has a further 3 to 4 on Evan behind. A little bit of a gap there, but Sebastian and Diecross are very close together. And it also looks like Ayrton and Kirk are not too far behind, having their own little battle. Then we jump back to 9th, and he is definitely being hunted down by MS Shout, so hopefully MS Shout can get something out of tonight's feature. Our 21-year-old from the Netherlands, chasing down there, trying to get 9th place. Olimar now. He was holding P1, started there. Looked like the grip was going down a little bit. Got caught up with the pack. You can see there his front lights are not on. He's definitely had some sort of incident with the wall. Realised his pace was lacking. Let Andy through. And that decision there is a direct result on the P1 right now because of Ollie and the teamwork that they put in. Fantastic to see between them. The left-handed men are going to really haul in some points tonight. Fantastic work by them. Forster and Nathan. Obviously, they took big team anyway, the Broadsport Sim Racing team, took the win on the feature race, forced them with some unexpected on the start line, didn't make it to the first corner, so wasn't able to repeat the heroics of that one. It'd have been fantastic to see him in Dyson with Andy, the likes of all the guys at the front, but the minute Aussie style, and it looks like he's feeling the heat a little bit, but it's Aussie style and M-Sharp teammates themselves, so again, we don't know, we've only been around under the bank whether team orders would come into effect too much, but we'll wait and see. For one, Aussie style, will he hold the P9 position? Because at the minute, M-Sharp and Aussie with top 10 position. Good points offered to the guys that finish within the top 10 spots. Not that there isn't for any that finish 12, 13, 14, 15, but you know, the points definitely pay dividends toward the end of the season with finishing in that top 10 spot. A little bit of background info, as M-Sharp feathering the throttle there. Very leery it would have seemed if he's having to come off the throttle there, but the top 10 guys at the end of the championship, once finished, they will stay there. The bottom 6 will be relegated into Tier 2. Now, it could lend itself to people really wanting to get in that top 10 spots, to really want to fight. The fact is that we don't just want first, second and third fighting for the top 3 spots for the end of the season. We want there to be a reason for the guys to want to fight mid-pack, to want to fight towards the back, and I think they've touched on a strategy that should lend itself to some fantastic racing. And Stefano now looks like Evan in front of him. Am I right? I am indeed. And this here, ladies and gentlemen, is for the last podium spot of the night. This is for 3rd place. It does look like that's going to be the battle. It doesn't look like there's going to be enough laps for Sebast to, well, possibly Sebast or Evan to chase down Dalavan in front. But Andy, with 3.5 second gap to Dalavan behind, holding strong. Stefano go. We're on lap 19 of this 21 lap race. And he is hunting down Evan in front. Evan, our Irish driver from 23-year-old, he's going to know that AMG is there. He is. He's going to know he has to put every wheel right. Every single apex is on a pad at the minute. Can you believe that? This boy in front is on a pad on the Lamborghini, and he's trying to hold off Sebast behind her. An unbelievable job that he's sat even on the podium. So just see to the right there, Mount Fuji. He's coming shot again. Sebast very wide. He's going to give a bit of breathing space. Beautiful shot in out there. Turn 16 through the Panasonic. Evan with a bit of breathing room as we come on to lap 20. Sebast with a bit of work to do to pull him back in order to get him for the last lap. But we'll keep an eye on that one. So you can hear in the background definitely a Nissan Skyline. There's definitely a Skyline screaming there. Sebast up to start finish 161. It's about the speed of the Ferrari we saw previously. So definitely AMG angled more towards the top end. Even again, onto the brakes, I can't stress this enough, he's on the controller, he's not on the wheel like 99% of the lads here. He is though, he's waiting on a wheel, he's going to get a G29, so he's about to enter the world of competitive sim racing. So at least he's sideways through there, does he keep it? Oh, he's sideways through there, did he manage? Oh, he caught it, but that's converted, so that's into 3rd position. Even now 4th. Diecross 4 seconds behind. Can you hold on and try and reward Fortune Smith there, his teammate who got super unlucky. The Ball Short Sim Racing team currently holding 4th. Following Sebast on a controller. Hats off to the guy. It's difficult enough without the wheel, but to be competitive like this guy's showing here. And the SC now through turn 13th into 14th to nets. He has a little bit of this lap to go through 15th and 16th, and he's about to start the last lap of the opening round of the GT3 Super Saturday League. Can Andy pull it off? Now, at the start of this race, I'd have definitely said he was in contention to win it. He's got the raw ass pace, but Andy, the last couple of seasons, has suffered with tyre deg and just being really too hard on him and spinning out, but the boy has not put a foot wrong to race today. And also a massive shout out to his teammate, the left. And Stefano now looks like he's reeling in his teammate. Oh, onto the brakes, he's had to get out of that. So yeah, we are on our last lap now, and Stefano is going to try and hunt down that 6th place and make it his. Oh, he's struggling a little bit now, definitely with damage. Definitely with tyre wear. But all over the back of him, he's going to fight tooth and nail. Tooth and nail to try and keep this coming into nets now. Needs to keep it clean, they do. Again, guys, everybody watching on the YouTube channel, please drop us a like. It helps absolutely loads pump the video up the list. And again, we're doing this for a good cause this Saturday. We're trying to help raise awareness for the Trust. So any way you can help and get involved would be fantastic. Hopefully we can get a link in the description. And every week we'll be doing a different charity, a different organisation, and trying to help out, do some good in the world while we can. So from every GT3 driver on the grid, we're going to try and put on a show every Saturday for you. As Andy now has made it round Dunlops, a bit of a nemesis from the sprint. He's coming into nets now, so he's got a corner to go. The Watford missile, the Watford waffle, the man, the myth, the legend, only has turn 16 to go, and he's going to take home the gold. Take home the bacon in this future race at Fuji. Can Andy do it? He's clean at the last corner. Andrew Clerk comes across the line at the Sundrail District, Okayama, Japan, the famous Fuji Speedway circuit. P1. He knows me around reversing heroics. Get in there, my friend. Good job. P1 Andy. P1. Very proud of that. Dalavan, not too far behind in the end. Very, very, very good driving from our Italian. Fantastic. Bit of driving through the back, but it looks like Sebastian's going to cross the line too, followed by and Sebastian managed to hold on to third place. Currently watching M-Shell 99 as they're coming around 100 into the hairpin. Congratulations to Ayrton, Ollie. I think actually Ayrton and Ollie might be on tracks, but M-Shell his odds has gone a bit wide. These two, of course, teammates, so they're not going to want to race each other too hard here. With Style and M-Shell 99, it's a Dutch pole racing team. Into Dunlops. Again, they're not going to race each other too hard, they're not going to want to take each other out, but congratulations to our Motive Racing lead coordinator, which is Andy, I say. Fantastic job tonight, buddy. Commiserations to a few guys that had a bad outing, but we've got our next round of racing to come. We've got our next set of adventures, and I hope and pray that you all come and join us yet again next Saturday for our GT3 Round 2. Aussie Star looks like he's going to have to settle for that 10th place, but no shame in a top 10 position. Good points. Coming around the last corner, which is Panasonic, up the long ass, 1.45 kilometre straight. Fantastic job done by Emma Shell and Aussie Star there. Should be proud of yourself for keeping your head down. Chris Bates will lead up the end of there, but the Dutch pole racing team doing a fantastic job. Race Team Thunder down under racing with Uber. Well done, bloody P11. From all of us at Motive Racing, thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for joining us on our most opening round of the GT3 Racing League. Andy takes home the bacon with Dalavan close for second. Sebastiano third. Congratulations, guys, and again, come and join us at Motive Racing. The Discord link is at the channel. It's 100% free, always will be. Me and Bowie have been your hosts tonight, so thank you from me. And with Bowie too. Is there anything you'd like to add, Bowie, just before we get off, bud?
Well, first of all, congrats to Andy. I mean,
yeah.
Great win.
Wow.
And also to Delavan, the best for the podium. Great stuff from everybody. But also to you, of course, JR, for putting this together. And the great commentary, I absolutely loved it from my end. So,
you know, the lads make it
was
easy.
a great start for the season.
Absolutely. I don't think we could have asked for better racing that lend itself. The lads were respectful, they were clean out there. You know, at the end of the day, we did it for a good cause. I think it ran a lot smoother than what we thought. I think there's the support there for the GT3 League. Thank you so much for everybody for taking the time on the YouTube channel to join us in our racing. Please stick with us. There's some LMP2 racing coming up after this with our Flying Dutchman. But from all of us here at Motive Racing, from me and Bowie, peace and love, and look after one another.